where you are tuning in from. I would appreciate it. I am tuning in from Colorado, and it is a beautiful day today. It's about 58 degrees or so. Very, 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 very nice. If you are watching the replay, if you would be so kind as to give me a hashtag replay, that way I can circle back around and say hello to you at a later time. And if you are watching from YouTube, if you'd be so kind as to hit that little notification bell, that way every time I do some type of video or training, you will be the first person to be connected, okay? All right, so today I want to talk about something that I think a lot of people go through, and one of those things would be, what are people thinking about me, right? I can't stop scrutinizing what people are thinking. I can't stop thinking about it, right? It really stops people from moving forward. It stops you from progressing in your business, in your life, because it's just not in your business. It could be in your life as well. This is really holding you back, okay? Acceptance from others is a strong desire, right? We all want to be accepted in one way or another, right? Many people have this thought, including myself. We all do. But it can cause us to question the things we do by wondering what other people are thinking about us. Like if you're doing a live, if you're doing anything, you know, just anything. What do people think about that, right? You may be wondering, what do people think about me? Do they like my hair? Do they like my skin color? Do they like my size? Do they like me in general? Do they not like me? Why not? All this stuff, you know, could be in the brain and can just really stop us from moving forward in some of the things that we want to do and we want to progress in our lives, okay? So in order to move forward, you actually have to stop. You actually have to stop, literally, okay? I know this because I have a lot of clients, honestly, that I've talked with, and it was very hard for them to make decisions or take action because of their fear. That's what it boils down to, because of their fear, okay? And fear, for me, used to hold me back as well, not so much in business, but in other things, okay? Fear is a word that can be used in so many different variables, so many different niches, so many different parts of our personal life. Just fear is just a huge, huge, huge word, okay? Hey, Cecily, how are you doing? Cecily is tuning in from South Carolina. How are you, Miss Cecily? How's your day going? The reality is that most people are really too busy worrying about their own problems to be scrutinizing what others are doing. Does that make sense? So you may be thinking that people are thinking about, and I did this too. You may be thinking that people are thinking about, what is she up to? What about her? But at the end of the day, they have their own problems. People have their own problems, have their own issues. And so a lot of times, some people may be, here on my Facebook again, some people may think that, but at the end of the day, that's not all that they think about. So it's something that we have to get past and move in order to move forward, okay? You have to get past it. You just do. You know, there's ways of doing that. Number one, you have to conquer your fear. Whatever your fear is, you have to conquer it. Okay, otherwise it's going to eat you up. Otherwise it's going to bug you. And so, like, I have a fear of heights. That's my most fear in life is heights. I am afraid. Now, I'll go up on a ladder. I'll go up on a roof, but I won't go further than that. So I'll go up in a plane because I feel comfortable. Okay, but to get up like really high, I'm afraid of heights. So how did I conquer that? Because I did conquer it, okay? How did I do that? I love the Ferris wheels, okay, at the amusement parks. I Love those. I love to go up. I know I was afraid of heights, but I love to go up and just see the world, especially at night. Just see, it's so beautiful. So for me, that's what I did to conquer that problem for myself. I actually went up in that Ferris wheel, started going on roller coasters, you know. I love roller coasters. I love them. I like the ones that go like this in a circle. I like all that craziness. I enjoy it, and it takes you up high. You know, a roller coaster can go up like this, right? And then drop down. Oh my God, that's such a thrill. It is. So really, in order for me to do that, I had to say, okay, I'm just going to do it. Everybody else was doing it. Plus, now I'm not a follower, but everybody else was doing it and having such a great time. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go. I went and I loved it. And then I went again and did some other things. And so now that's like my favorite thing to do. And I'll go on a roller coaster right now. Of course, we can't, COVID. But I'm saying I will because I love it. I just do. Anyway, moving forward. So that's one way. You have to conquer your fear regardless of what it is. You have to. Okay? Second, who cares? Like, really, who cares? That's something else I had to get through. You know, this is not the height thing. This is just fears in general. Had to get through and think to myself, like really, who cares? You know, and once you start thinking like, who cares? I mean, people don't have time to judge like that. You know, either somebody's going to connect with you or they're not. It's just that simple. And that's what I've learned, and that's what I've had to learn, and that's what you should learn if you haven't yet, okay? You should absolutely learn that, because guess what, guys? It is super, super important, okay? The next one is, like I said, focus on your goal. Don't worry about thoughts of other people. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about. Focus on your goal, whatever that goal is. Keep it moving, keep it positive, and be confident in what you're doing, and also be consistent, okay? And then pretty soon, your goals and all those other positive things are going to outweigh the negative, that fear, and you're going to be just fine, okay? You will be just fine, okay? It's very important to get through all these fears. I mean, I have a ton of fears I'm going to be talking about on this page, but I will attack them one at a time. But that's one of them, okay? Another fear might be, I'm scared to ask for what I want. I'm scared to ask for what I want. Well, here's the thing, guys. So what do I mean by that? So if you have a service, okay, maybe you are a coach, okay, or something that you've created. Maybe you have a virtual agency like I do, okay, where I actually had to create pricing for myself. And in the beginning, when I first started my agency, as you probably have as well, I had my prices pretty low. The reason why I had them low was for two reasons. One reason is I wanted it to be affordable for people. I really, really wanted my services, and I still do, want them to be affordable for people, okay? The second reason is I felt like I wanted to help people, and so I didn't want to like have my prices like way too high where the normal person or person starting out in business could not afford my services, okay? That was the second reason. So that's the reason why I initially had very low pricing. As my service grew and it grows, what I had to do, because it takes each product is different, each client is different, each person needs are different, right? So I have a general price is what I decided to do, have a general price for anybody coming in, but depending on what your service needs are, I would create a package plan, because everybody needs are different. Does that make sense? Everyone's needs are different. And so, you know, I can't charge, you $500 for a 3-page website when I'm charging somebody else $1,000 for a 5-page website. Does that make sense? Because their pages may include something different than your pages. So the pricing is going to be different, but there's a basic price. So you have to ask for what you want. You have to. How do I know that you want $1,000 for a website unless you tell me? How do I know that? How do I know because you're a coach, you're charging $150 an hour? I thought you were charging $5 an hour. Why? Because I'm guessing. Does that make sense? So you have to let people know what you are worth. And number two or number three is you have to be able to make enough money to live on too. You have to be able to make enough money to live on. Some people charge an extreme amount for their services. Sometimes it's overpriced, sometimes it's well worth it, depending on the person and their expertise and what it is, okay? So as long as you know your craft and you're very good at it, you can charge what you want. That is the beauty. That is the beauty of working online and working for yourself, because you can create those pricing points to fit everybody's needs, and that's what I've done. So don't be afraid to ask for what you want, because you deserve it. And again, you have bills coming in. Those bills are constantly coming in. So, if you don't charge enough, you're not going to be able to make your bills every month. And you're not going to be able to, especially if you're working, if you have created something that is your 9 to 5, this is your livelihood, not like you have a job somewhere else, this is truly your livelihood, then you absolutely have to make sure you ask for what you want, because you also have software pricing points. I'm sure you're paying for something every month, right? And so the things that you're paying for every month, you have to pay those, so you have to offset those, offset with your pricing point. So don't be afraid to ask for what you want, okay? Because you're underbidding yourself, okay? You're underbidding yourself. And then if you're too low, people will not take you serious. How many times have you heard people say, you pay for what you get? Think about that. How many times have you heard people say, you pay for what you get? I've said it too. Even though I can go to Macy's and find something and find that same product somewhere else for less, because I'm a shopper, okay? But a lot of people believe I'm only going to go to Macy's, I'm only going to go to Nordstrom's, I'm only going to go get Jordans, I'm only going to, you know what I mean? They're willing to pay for that because of the service and because of certain things. I will say this, when I go into a Macy's or a Nordstrom's, the smell is beautiful, especially in the perfume section. It doesn't smell like that in Walmart. It doesn't smell like that in Target. Does that make sense? So I hope this has helped you. I look forward to connecting with you. All of my information is going to be at the bottom of the screen, and I will see you in the next video.